Alright, hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another ArchiHacks video. So in this video, we're going to be talking about Twinmotion. Twinmotion has kindly reached out to sponsor this video, so why don't we take a look at it? Twinmotion, if you didn't know, is a real-time rendering engine for architectural visualization. They allow you to create images, videos, 360 panoramas, as well as VR with just a few clicks of button. There used to be a debate between many different real-time rendering engines in the past, but recently Twinmotion got acquired by Epic Games. Their trial version became completely free to use. So with that being said, why don't we give it a shot, right? Twinmotion is built on top of Unreal Engine, which is used to create AAA game titles that have extremely realistic graphics. And Twinmotion takes all that functionality and packs them into a really easy to use interface with more specialized features for architects, including things like huge library of 3D objects that are dynamic. That means you can tweak various settings such as texture, growth, and all kinds of parameters that they have given you. So if this got you interested, why don't we take a look at installing it? So if you've decided you want to try this, make sure to check out the link in the description that'll take you to this page. So once you land on Twinmotion's website, you can click on the big Get Started Now button. And once you click that, you can see all the pricing options. And the full professional license will set you back a couple $100s, but it is a perpetual license, so you will have access to Twinmotion forever. The free trial version is also available perpetually, and the only difference really is that your output will be limited to 1080p, and they are not usable for commercial purposes. But with that being said, this is fully functional Twinmotion to test out all the features and use it for various academic and non-commercial purposes, so I strongly recommend you check it out. So once you click on the free trial button, it'll proceed you into the authentication page. And from here, you can use various login methods. It's going to use my own credentials to log in. Alright, so once you've logged in, you can get started with Twinmotion. First, what you need to do is install Launcher. Once you click on this, it'll download a little installer file. And once that is done, just click on it to activate. Follow the instructions to download their launcher. Alright, you might be a little confused at this point because there are a lot of names coming around. But basically, Twinmotion is built on top of the rendering engine called Unreal Engine. And Unreal Engine is owned by Epic Games, and that is why our launcher is Epic Games Launcher. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and install the program. Simply have to follow the instructions and get it on your system. Alright, so if all goes well, you'll be introduced to this page under Epic Games Launcher, Unreal Engine, and on the Twinmotions tab, you get the big red button to install Twinmotion. Now once you click that, it'll direct you to do the regular setup, and I'll simply click install. So this is going to take a little while, but there's actually one more thing we can do in the meantime. So let's head back to the website. So on the page where we left off last time, if you scroll down a little bit, you can actually see the instructional video on how to install. But even below that, there is a Twinmotion plugins tab. So if you click into this, you can see that Twinmotion has plugin for various architectural softwares such as ArchiCAD, Revit, SketchUp, and Rhino. So for our example, we're going to be using Rhino, but feel free to download the version that is most compatible with your software. I'll go ahead and download the direct link for Rhino. And make sure that the version that you're downloading is compatible with your operating system. Since I'm using Windows, I will choose Windows version and click download now. And I'll let this download and let the Twinmotion install itself. Alright, so now that the direct link for Rhino has finished downloading, we'll start up the installer. Installer will lead you to standard installation options. I'll just leave everything for default and keep installing. And that is literally it for creating the direct link plugin for Rhino. Now all we really have to do is wait for Twinmotion to finish installing. Alright, now that Twinmotion has finished installing, we can launch the program. Once you click launch, it'll open up a new window for Twinmotion. So opening it this way just means that you're using Twinmotion on its own. There's actually a lot of benefits of using the plugin to open up Twinmotion, which allows you to instantly synchronize your model. But in this demonstration, we'll simply use Twinmotion on its own for demonstration purpose. In the next video, we'll get more into the direct-to-link that'll make your life a lot easier. So once you open up Twinmotion for the first time, it'll give you this welcome screen that gives you a little bit of a guide on what kind of shortcut keys you can use. And it's really nice that they have a Rhino version, but using these exploration and up and down keys are actually very helpful too. So with that in mind, let's get into Twinmotion. So here's a quick introduction to the Twinmotion's user interface. There are basically three components to it. There is the main screen. On the bottom side are all the options that you'll get when you're editing any kind of objects in the scene. To the top left and right corners, there are slidable panels that gives you various options. The right panel shows you a hierarchy of all the objects that are in your scene. If you click on the top left arrow, it'll take you to the material library, which comprises of all kinds of materials, furnitures, 3D objects, and lights specialized for architectural and design purposes. And they're nicely organized by these categories, which makes populating the scene extremely easy. For our demonstration purpose, we'll go to Objects and open up Primitive. We'll just take a regular box and put it in the scene. Now as you can see, the box looks a little bit small, but if we click on it and hit F, it'll bring you right in front of it. And this hotkey can be extremely useful when you're navigating the scene and when you're not too used to using the arrow keys to move around. And another really useful navigation tip that I found is that once you select an object, holding down Alt and dragging your right mouse button allows you to rotate around the objects that you have selected. If your camera is moving a little too fast, you can always adjust it from the eye icon on the top right corner. From here, you can go to the Speed tab and then choose the desired speed of navigation. As you can imagine, if you choose the driving speed, your camera will move really fast. If you choose the walking speed, it'll be a lot slower. And in any case you want to navigate quickly throughout your scene using the arrow keys, you can always hold down the Shift key to accelerate your current speed. So let's say, for example, let's go to the driving speed. And this is the speed at which you're normally traveling. If you hold down Shift, as you can see, instantly the camera starts to speed up. Let's do it again. We're zooming in. Holding down Shift, you zoom in much faster. At any given point you are wondering what navigation keys you should be using, you can always go to the Help menu and click on the Welcome button to bring up the navigation preview all over again. At any given moment you're confused about a tool, you can always hover over that button and press F1 to find out more about it. And this appears for almost every icon and it takes you straight to their YouTube channel. So for example, I'll go to Save As and hover over it and press the F1 key. It'll instantly open up a browser window to show you what that button does. And this is only the beginning. There are so many cool features that we want to talk about in this tutorial series, starting from small tips and tricks all the way up to creating full-fledged architectural animation. So make sure to tune in and I'll see you in the next video.